Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to A Late Show. I am your host, Stephen Colbert. I just want to start off tonight by saying that I forgive Kate Middleton for making me cry. I don't blame her. She's apologized, and I forgive her. She's a wonderful woman who I hope to meet someday. Now, like everyone else, I watched Oprah's Bombshell interview with Harry and Meghan, and if you didn't catch it, let me tell you, me lords and ladies, things got real quick.
There has not been an agreement. You don't know what I'm going to ask.
No.
And there is no subject that's off limits.
Yeah.
And you are not getting paid for this interview.
All of that's correct.
I am here for it. Now, I could use some butter. Now, as you'll recall, the couple left the royal family after months of racist attacks from British tabloids without any support from the palace. It was so bad the Duchess said she was at the breaking point.
I went to one of the most senior people just to get help. And that, you know, I share this because there's so many people who are afraid to voice that they need help. And I know personally how hard it is to not just voice it, but when you voice it, to be told no. Oof. And so I went to Human Resources.
Hold up. You're saying Buckingham Palace has HR? How long has that been around? Because you would think someone in Human Resources might have stepped in to tell Henry VIII that chopping off your wife's head could be interpreted as a hostile work environment. Oprah was amazing, asking all the right follow-ups.
Did you ever think about going to a hospital, or is that possible that you can check yourself in someplace?
No, that's what I was asking to do.
Yeah.
You can't just do that. I couldn't, you know, call a Uber to the palace.
No, it's true. For a princess, you have to DM the fairy godmother so she can turn a mouse into your Uber driver and an acorn squash into a Toyota Camry. Now, being a royal was clearly tough for Meghan, as she explained with this Disney analogy.
Gosh, it must have been years ago. We were sitting in Nottingham Cottage. I was sitting in Nottingham Cottage, and The Little Mermaid came on. Now, who as an adult really watches The Little Mermaid?
I want to be where the people are. I want to see... Sorry. Go on.
But it came on. I was like, well, I'm just here all the time, so I may as well watch this. And I went, oh, my God. She falls in love with the prince, and because of that, she has to lose her voice.
It's true. Ariel and Meghan have a lot in common. I mean, who can forget that cruel headline in the Daily Mail? Princess Ariel's hairstyle is forked up. It was clear that the Duchess didn't know what she was signing up for.
You were marrying a 1,200-year-old institution. You're marrying the monarchy. What did you think it was going to be like?
Well, I didn't do any research about what that would mean.
You didn't do any research?
No. I've never looked up my husband online.
What? Let me introduce this thing called Google, okay? Over there, I think it's called Lori. It's full of useful information. For instance, turns out your husband knew Princess Di. That might have been a hint that this was going to be a rough gig. Also, while you're Googling, you might want to try the combo Andrew, Island, and Epstein. It'll give you an idea what the royal family is okay with. Oh, and if you don't Google things, you're the only person I can show this to. It's a cat who plays the electric piano. You had to be there in 2007. Now, things are not great with the in-laws, as Harry let slip at one point.
When we were in Canada, I had 3 conversations with my grandmother and 2 conversations with my father before he stopped taking my calls.
He's ducking his son's calls. It always hurts when your father won't listen to you, especially when he has these ears. Really a waste. But the couple says their real in-law problem centered around their son Archie, especially when the palace wanted to deny him a royal title and the accompanying security detail.
Was the title, was him being called a prince, Archie being called a prince, was that important to you?
If it meant he was going to be safe, then of course. All the grandeur surrounding this stuff is an attachment that I don't personally have, right? I've been a waitress, an actress, princess, a duchess. I've always just still been Meghan, right?
Not right. You are also Rachel Zane, paralegal turned attorney at Spectre Lit, doing the law by day and Mike Ross by night. Come on! Are you telling me the 7 years I spent watching Suits meant nothing? And I'm being told they meant nothing. The Duchess was grateful for her commoner roots.
Thank God I had that life experience. Thank God I had known the value of working. My first job was when I was 13 at a frozen yogurt shop called Humphrey Yogurt.
Yes, everyone knows Humphrey Yogurt and their famous slogan, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful fro-yo. If you go, don't forget to have your soft serve in a Maltese Falcone. Working at Humphrey Yogurt is so relatable. When I was a struggling young actor, I used to work at Lauren Bacallcut's. But one of the true outrageous bombshells, really heartbreaking, is when Meghan recalled this troubling conversation.
In those months when I was pregnant, all around this same time, so we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
I agree. What? And let me just add, huh? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that there is a possibility, just a possibility, mind you, that this medieval selective breeding program might be racist. Also, it's never good when the British ruling class thinks someone is too dark. They steal their land and make them play cricket. Oprah tried to follow up on this bombshell revelation.
Ooh. And you're not going to tell me who had the conversation?
I think that would be very damaging to them.
And clearly, the last thing Meghan would want to do as she exposes her in-laws as racist, emotionally abusive captors is damage anyone. So Oprah asked Prince Harry.
Meghan shared with us that there was a conversation with you about Archie's skin tone. Mm-hmm. What was that conversation?
That conversation I'm never going to share. But at the time it was awkward.
Awkward is for people in the backseat of a car. Awkward is forgetting your friend's child's name. One of your relatives asking you to place your child on the Sherman-Williams color wheel is royally Harry wouldn't reveal a name, but this morning, Oprah went on Gayle King and the Kingettes to drop this breadcrumb.
He did not share the identity with me, but he wanted to make sure that I knew, and if I had an opportunity to share it, that it was not his grandmother nor his grandfather that were a part of those conversations.
Okay, so it's not the Queen or Prince Philip. So that narrows it down to everyone else at the palace. Could be Charles, could be Camilla, could be the Corgis. They're a bunch of bitches. Anyway, it was an amazing interview, and it was so refreshing to leave American celebrity culture behind and watch Oprah sit down with two humble chicken farmers. Hey, there's positive news on COVID. 30 million Americans have been fully vaccinated. 60 million have received at least one shot, and today, CDC Director Rochelle Walensky announced long-awaited guidelines for the fully vaccinated, and she started with a big one.
CDC recommends that fully vaccinated people can visit with other fully vaccinated people in small gatherings indoors without wearing masks or physical distancing.
Oh, yeah, you heard the doctor. It's a CDC-approved geriatric orgy. Grab an egg cream and head over to the Schuler's house for some strip cribbage. Those who have gotten their shots can also reconnect with their families. For instance, fully vaccinated grandparents may visit unvaccinated healthy adult children and healthy grandchildren without masks or physical distancing. Yeah, so they can lord it over us. My spring break was awesome. I spent it in the foam pits of Ibiza. How about you? Oh, you watched My Octopus Teacher on Netflix? Well, I also had 8 arms wrapped around my naked chest. The CDC also says if you're vaccinated, the infection risk is low for going to the gym. What about those of us who have the pre-existing condition of not wanting to go to the gym? Now, but for those of you still waiting for your jab, watch out. The State Department is warning that a new Russian disinformation campaign aims to undermine confidence in the COVID-19 vaccines. Oh no. The last time Russia spread disinformation, we wound up with an infestation that took 4 years to clear up, and we still have an inflamed southern border. According to a new report, Russian intelligence services are publishing false information questioning the vaccine's safety and efficacy in an effort to promote the sale of Russia's rival Sputnik V vaccine, which explains this new ad from Moderna.
Take Moderna vaccine if you want ugly children and low beet harvest. Whole family is dead. Try Sputnik V and make your health soar like Space Dog.
We got a great show for you tonight. I'll be talking to the host of Deadline White House, Nicole Wallace, but when we come back, the NBA does their part by socially distancing from good taste. Stick around.